Every fall, many people walk past powerful wellness allies in parks and gardens without realizing it. Imagine 5 ordinary plants: mugwort, sage, goldenrod, nettle, and yarrow, quietly holding remedies for better sleep, stronger immunity, calmer energy, and protection. Each one carries a sacred history tied to this season, waiting to be noticed. Quick safety note: only harvest plants you can 100% identify. Avoid roadsides or sprayed areas by staying about 30 feet from traffic. Take only what you need, gather lightly from many plants, and always ask permission on private land. September is peak time for these herbs in many regions. If you want some for your weekend basket, now is the month to look. Let's begin with a plant that seems almost too plain to notice, yet reveals something extraordinary when you turn its leaf. Mugwort, often called the dream herb, has long been honored as a guide between waking life and the inner world of visions. Its leaves are green on top, but show a silvery white, slightly hairy underside, and the stems often carry a reddish hue, small details that make this common plant easy to recognize. In late summer through September, mugwort is in full growth, flowering along roadsides, field edges, and disturbed ground, making this the ideal season to notice its aromatic leaves. For centuries, travelers carried mugwort for protection, while dreamers valued it for rest and insight. Crushing the leaves releases a sharp, earthy scent once used to settle the nerves and ease digestion. Herbalists also saw it as a threshold plant, helping people cross into dreams or new stages of life, and its silvery shimmer has often been linked with lunar energy and intuition. Still, mugwort deserves respect. It contains thujone, avoid internal use during pregnancy, and always be cautious with oral amounts. If you have asthma or pollen sensitivities, even inhaling the smoke or aroma could be irritating. When harvesting, never strip whole patches. Cut only the top growth of abundant stands, leaving flowers and seeds to ensure the plant's return. A simple way to connect with mugwort is by drying small handfuls and slipping them into a sachet by your pillow, or preparing a very light infused oil for external use before bed. For internal teas or tinctures, consult a health professional first. While mugwort works on the inner world of dreams, the next plant turns outward, known for clearing the spaces where we live and breathe. Sage is one of those plants you often see in a kitchen garden, thriving in the sun with little care. Its leaves are soft, slightly fuzzy, and silvery green. Crush one between your fingers and you'll notice a sharp, clean aroma that instantly stands out. This distinct scent, paired with its velvety texture, is the simplest way to recognize it. For generations, people have turned to sage to clear heavy air and bring focus. Dried leaves bound into small bundles have been burned in ceremonies, while fresh sprigs have been placed on altars for protection. But its role has never been limited to the spiritual. A warm sage infusion or gargle is a traditional support for a sore throat, sometimes used alongside other herbs like goldenrod and folk formulas. Healers valued it for both physical comfort and the way its scent seemed to reset the mood of a space. If you want to try it yourself this weekend, harvest leaves in the morning after dew has dried. Take only a few stems from each plant so the bush stays healthy. Simmer 4 to 6 fresh leaves in a cup of water for 5 to 10 minutes. Once cooled, it makes a refreshing gargle or a mild tea. Always check your own sensitivities first and stop if it causes irritation. From here, our attention shifts to another late summer plant that fills whole fields with vivid yellow blooms, commonly mistaken as the culprit behind seasonal sneezing. Goldenrod lights up meadows and field edges in late summer, earning its place as one of the season's brightest plants. Despite common belief, goldenrod itself is not what usually triggers seasonal allergies. It is insect-pollinated and largely harmless to most allergy sufferers, while ragweed, the real culprit, is wind-pollinated and far less visible. This plant is straightforward to recognize once you know a few signs. Goldenrod stands on upright stems, often between 2 and 5 feet tall, topped with loose panicles of small golden flower heads. Crush a leaf, and you'll notice a faint resinous scent, another clue you found the right plant. But take caution. There are yellow-flowered lookalikes in the Senecio, or groundsels, family that can contain toxic pyrrolizidine alkaloids. Be certain you have solidago, the true goldenrod, before harvesting. For best results, gather goldenrod at the very beginning of flowering, before the seed puffs appear. This timing preserves both the bright color and the plant's gentle qualities. Hang small bundles to dry in a warm, airy place. A simple infusion uses 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried flowers per cup of boiling water, taken up to 3 times daily, traditionally for sinus or urinary support. Still, anyone sensitive to the Asteraceae family, or those who are pregnant, should be cautious and seek guidance first. While goldenrod offers brightness and gentle clearing, the next plant waits quietly in dense green stands. At first touch, it lashes back with a sting, yet inside holds some of the richest nourishment the season provides. Nettle is one of the most widespread wild greens you can find, often growing in large stands along riverbanks, damp field edges, and grassy margins. Many avoid it because of its sting, but herbalists have long described it as one of the most mineral-rich wild foods available. Traditional foraging texts note high amounts of iron, calcium, and magnesium, nutrients the body welcomes during seasonal shifts. You can identify nettle quickly with a few checks. Look for serrated, heart-shaped leaves arranged along upright square stems, usually waist-high. Plants often grow in dense patches in moist soil. Gloves are essential, and the best harvest comes from the young, tender tips or top leaves in spring and summer, though fresh growth can still be found in September. Here's the key step. Cooking, steaming, blanching, or drying destroys the stinging hairs and makes the greens safe to handle and eat. Once prepared, nettles become a nutrient-dense vegetable similar in taste to spinach. For a quick option this weekend, blanch a small handful for 1 minute, drain, and then sauté with garlic and olive oil. Harvest only lightly from each patch, never stripping whole plants. Avoid stands near sprayed fields or roadside traffic. Always cook or blanch before eating. From this place of nourishment and strength, we turn to an herb long carried for protection in much more dangerous environments, the herb that earned its reputation on battlefields and has kept that role for centuries. Yarrow has carried a reputation for healing for thousands of years. In Greek legend, Achilles is said to have used it on the battlefield to treat wounds, which is why it gained the name Herb of Achilles. You can recognize it in the field by its feathery, finely divided leaves and its flat-topped clusters of small white, sometimes pink flowers. Plants typically reach between 1 and 3 feet tall, often growing in meadows, roadsides, and open gardens. Because of yarrow's strong astringent qualities, it has long been used as a styptic. Crushed fresh leaves were pressed directly onto cuts as a poultice to help slow bleeding and support natural wound closure. These same properties made it an external wash for sores or scrapes. Beyond first aid, gentle teas were also used traditionally for fevers and respiratory discomfort, though internal uses should be approached carefully. When harvesting, choose healthy flowers and leaves just as the plant begins to bloom. This timing helps retain their color and potency when dried. Avoid cutting entire stands. Take only a few stalks from abundant patches. Drying before the flower heads turn to seed puffs ensures stronger aroma and medicinal value. Safety is important. Some people may develop skin sensitivity, and anyone allergic to the Asteraceae family should be cautious. Internal use during pregnancy should be avoided unless guided by a professional. A simple way to connect with yarrow this weekend is tucking a few dried sprigs into a sachet for household protection. You can also infuse a teaspoon of its dried flowers in hot water for a short restorative brew. Keep in mind that sachets and poultices are lower-risk options than internal dosing. Taken together, yarrow and the other plants we've explored show how accessible allies to wellness can be, waiting close to where most of us live. Mugwort, sage, goldenrod, nettle, and yarrow remind us that local plants can be powerful allies. They are abundant right now in September, growing close to home, and each offers something practical, from calming dreams to soothing throats or providing deep nourishment. These herbs are not distant or rare, they are accessible and usable today. Before you harvest, be 100% sure of your identification. Avoid sprayed roadsides or power lines and take only a little from each stand so the plants can continue to thrive. Which of these 5 herbs grows near you? Share in the comments or post a photo and tag us on social media. If you found this useful, hit subscribe so you'll know when more seasonal foraging and gentle herbal recipes are shared. And remember, foraging is a practice of reciprocity. Leave plenty, tread lightly, and give thanks.